Hey guys, thanks for watching Precision Rifle Network. I'm Joel. Hey, take a minute to check out our brand new sponsor, MDT. Modular Driven Technologies makes some of the best accessories and chassis to help you shoot better in this entire industry. So give them some love at mdttac.com. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna shoot the new 6GT. All right, I say new, I've had the Curtis Action, the Vector Action for a while. It started life as a 6-dasher that I ran in competition all of last year and a little bit of the previous year, sitting in a Manners stock, Vortex Razor Gen 2 up on top. And the barrel started out as a Muller Works that I had Brian Allen from A-Team Precision spin up for me. And again, it was in 6-dasher. Well, I had nothing but troubles, feeding issues, and I'm not here to debate any kind of action issues or anything like that. I tried all different types of chassis and stocks and magazines, and I never could get the 6-dasher to feed well. So when I found out that GA Precision could just cut this existing barrel, which still has a decent amount of life on, I think I had maybe 700 rounds on this barrel from 6-dasher, GA can just take my barrel and just cut it for 6GT. For this, I went ahead and I bought a couple of cases of the 6GT ammo from Clay over at Clay's Cartridge Company. So far, I'm getting pretty good results. I chronoed it and I put it on paper down at 100 yards and zeroed it. I'm getting about 3,040 feet per second out of it. And so my results, guys, I do have to preface this because, you know, my results are mine alone. My rifle, my barrel, this shooter, compared to anybody else, all the different, you know, pictures of groups that you see on forums and things on the internet, results may vary, right? Some guys have gotten basically one whole groups out of that. I have not been able to do that today. I'm seeing a little better than half-inch groups, which is great to me, running somebody else's, you know, ammo. It's very consistent. I'm getting single-digit SDs out of it, low teens for the extreme spread. Really not complaining about the ammo at all. So what I thought I'd do today is just run this a little bit for you guys, and let's gather some dope and just give you my initial impressions of the 6GT, maybe over the Dasher, what I was running before. So let's go ahead and get this thing out there on target at 400 yards. And we'll see if we can get on target at 400 yards. Now remember, I'm just now coming from zeroing out to 4. We'll see what we get here. A pretty stiff wind down there. Might hit that big plate first, see what we got. That's pretty close on my wind call. Put them down there pretty good. Wind call's all right. Looks like I'm kind of low on the target, maybe a tenth or two low. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and take her out to 500 now, 500-ish. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think it's 500 out there at the car. It's got a 5 on it, so we're going with 500. Probably should know what I'm aiming at before I take a shot. I'm certain it's 500. This is calling for 2 mils on that. I was about 2/10 low, so I'm gonna add 2/10. And it's telling me about a 0.5 right wind, so that's what we're gonna give it because that held true last time, and we'll send it. Impact. Like a little bit of a right side swing, so I'm going to back it off a tenth on the wind. Still a bit on the right, that's surprising. Or maybe that was the left, I can't tell. Let's go to the slightly smaller plate with my same wind call and see. Yeah, it looked like a right side hit. There it is. Kind of had that sideways hanging target down there. I was still able to tag it. A little bit less wind. I started with 5/10, ended up backing it up to 3/10 in order to get those impacts. Seems to be on, guys. The dope's good. That was 500. We'll walk it on out. All right, calling for 2.8, so I'm going to give it a straight up 3 because I still haven't trued all my data yet, but we got our good hits at 5 on the smallest target down there. So calling for 7/10 of wind. I'm going to back that off to a 0.5 hold. No, I'm not. I'm going to go 0.6 on that. Just start off with and see what we get. You can see the mirage through the camera. It's pretty crazy today. Let's see what we get here on that big plate on the left with a 6 mil hold, or I'm sorry, a 0.6 hold on the wind. It's an impact. Couldn't tell exactly where. You guys might see me playing around with these rounds in this magazine. It's an old magazine. I might need to take it out and stretch the spring a little bit. Let's go down to that next size target with a 6 or 0.6 hold and see what we get. Impact. If I had to guess, that was a tiny bit high. And on the left side of the plate, I'm going to send another one at that same one. Taking a 1/10 off. Oop, that was a miss. I don't know if that was me or if that was my wind hold. I did change up my wind hold. I'll go back to what I was doing. Impact. It's an edge hit, but a hit nonetheless. Not feeling confident enough about that to take a shot at that tiniest plate just yet. The dope, again, not 100% trued. What I really need out there is a water line on a piece of paper and just check to see how far above or below my point of aim I am. I don't have that today, and this is a fairly high wind day. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying I don't have the right conditions to really true my data very well right now. So I'm going to be happy with those hits, and we'll continue to walk it out a little bit, just a little bit more for you. So far, all I really want to say is you might have noticed me kind of farting around with the rounds in the magazine. My first, 4 or 5 rounds are cycling perfectly. And then like the last 2 rounds in the magazine, it's not picking them up. So it's just something I'm gonna have to play with. Again, old magazine, maybe worn out spring. It just doesn't have enough pressure to push those up into there, something like that. But I'm gonna have to tweak that just a little bit and allow those rounds to come up a little higher. Maybe, adjust the feed lips. Like some of these things take tweaking, right? We're running Ferraris, not Ford Pintos, right? I know I just dated myself saying a Ford Pinto, but we're running Ferraris, and high-end machines take tweaking. Sometimes you gotta like fine tune them to get them to run right. All right, we're gonna send a few at 8. We're gonna skip 700 and having a little bit of trouble on that side of the range seeing the target, so I don't really wanna not be able to see what I'm shooting at. So I'm gonna switch to the 800-yard target. We'll send a few down there on the bigger plates. I think I've got my wind dialed. I'm starting to get my elevation figured out. So see what we get. All right, there's an impact finally. So I thought my wind call was a full mil. It ended up being 6/10, so it died down on me a little bit out there. So we're gonna keep that same wind hold at 6/10, 7/10 maybe on the next target over. Impact, if you can see the result or not, we're down in the corner at about the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So really not nearly as much wind as I would have thought. I held 6/10, that was 2/10 of wind. We'll go 4/10 on the next one. Impact, centered up on the wind hold, just a little bit low, looks like about a 1/10 low. All right guys, we are calling for 5.9 to 900. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and go to 6. It's almost to the halfway point, so I always try to round up when that happens. It's given us a range of 0.6 to 0.9 on the wind hold. I always like to try to start on that pro side of that based on what I'm feeling at my location and what I'm seeing downrange. And by the pro side, I mean into the wind. So I'm going to go ahead and line us up at 9 and see what we get. So I'm going to start on that target to the left with an 8/10 wind hold. Impact. Not sure where I impacted, but we got an impact. I'll come over to that full-size IPSC with that same wind hold and see if we can see it there. Impact. Again, no idea where it impacted. Possibly slightly high and right. Let's do that again. Taking a 1/10 off the wind. Impact. I believe those are hitting right edge, guys. If that's the case, and I was holding 7/10, we're looking at a 5/10 wind hold out there. Let's try that. Impact centered up. We'll go for that little plate. I don't know on that. Impact. Wow. Well, it's a 1 MOA plate out there at 900. I didn't expect to hit that. Got the wind dialed. Walked it in out there. The dope seems to be running good. I'm about a 1/10 high at 9. So we're going to adjust that BC. There is no way I'm going to be able to see that 1,000, guys. I was hoping to get out to there for you today. I just can't see it with the Mirage. There's no flasher down there. I'll have no idea where I'm impacting, where I'm not. So I'm not even going to attempt that one. So initial impressions of the 6 GT. Liking it. Seems to be good. I've got a couple of little feeding issues that I'm going to have to iron out here. Maybe switch mags, maybe fine tune this mag a little bit. The action's working good. Manners Stocks is awesome, obviously. Vortex Razor Gen 2 is good. Again, guys, check out Modular Driven Technologies, new sponsor of the Precision Rifle Network. Check them out at mdttac.com. Give them some love. Thanks for watching. Tune in again soon for another great video.